Peace be with you. Happy Monday. I'm assuming you're listening on a Monday, but if you're not, happy day. I'm not picky. We live in interesting times. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you're listening to this in 2026 or 3026. That statement is true. I listen to a lot of history podcasts, especially about the Middle Ages since I'm writing my second medieval fantasy novel, but I'm interested in other eras too. One thing that history teaches us is that when we listen to or read about it from a perspective of trying to gain understanding, we see that humans have not changed much over the millennia. Our technology advances, but our stories basically repeat themselves. That's why they say that those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. Anyway, as we move through this moment in history, we have a few choices to make, and one of the big ones is how we use our voice. Will we stay silent and just observe? Will we stay silent and take quiet action? Will we add our voices to the cacophony of anger, hatred, and rage, giving into our base instincts and adding to the negativity? Or will we lift our voices and raise our vibration? I'm choosing to join those raising our vibration. If you're not used to that phrase, it sounds a little woo, but it's an idea that's been around for a long time. It's more than I can fit into a 5-minute podcast, but you can find a ton of podcasts and videos out there if you're interested in learning more. For our purposes, we can look at it from a Christian perspective. Lower vibrations resonate with darker entities and contribute to evil, violence, hate, and other nastiness. Higher vibrations resonate with lighter entities like angels and contribute to healing, joy, praise, and unconditional love. When you add your voice in hatred, you lower our collective vibration. When you add your voice in love, you raise it. But how can one voice make a difference? I can best explain this using a more visual metaphor. Imagine yourself sitting in a completely dark room for a few minutes. For some people, just sitting in total darkness sparks terror because fear of what you can't see can cause every little noise or sensation to mess with your mind and even spark panic. Now, turn on a flashlight or light a candle. That little bit of light makes a big difference. Suddenly you can see a little better. Now light another, then another. The light gets brighter and the darkness retreats. One light makes a difference, and every time you add another to the room, you can see what's around you more clearly. There's less to be fearful of when the room is fully lit. Now, turn off each light one at a time. As it gets darker, the fear creeps back in. One positive voice in dark times can help alleviate fear. Many positive voices can spark hope. And millions of positive voices can help drive the darkness from our world. I'm not suggesting you bury your head in the sand and spout empty platitudes. I'm saying take a look at what's happening around you and figure out where you can add your light. We each have our own unique voice and talents. Every one of us has some gift we can contribute to make the world a better place and diminish the darkness that threatens every day. What is it that you personally can do to add a little light to the world? The obvious one for me is podcasting, but I also try to do things locally. For example, I founded a group in my area that gives people a safe place to talk about their paranormal experiences. Not being able to have those conversations without feeling judged negatively can make a person feel isolated or maybe even crazy. Giving them an outlet and a small community of non-judgmental listeners helps them cope with their experiences and feel better about it. And the friendships I've seen grow from this group does my own heart good. I didn't go out and start a convent or donate millions to a hospital. I just saw and felt a need and lit a candle. What you do doesn't have to be big. If it helps just one or two people see the world a little clearer and feel safe and appreciated, then you're lifting the collective vibration and driving out the darkness. Going back to silence, rage, or raising the vibration, you have to make the choice that feels right for you, but I ask you to consider it carefully first. The choice you make can determine how dark or light your world becomes. The really good news is that you get to make that choice every day. Silence and observation might be considered a neutral choice. Wait and see. Bide your time. Silence with quiet action can be noble. Don't show your hand, but write to your congressman. Make those phone calls. Sign those petitions. Do what you can quietly to make a difference. Some days, that's the choice I make. Adding to the outrage may have short-term results that look positive, but adding to negative energy by definition cannot bring a positive outcome in the long run. To quote the late, great Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." My challenge to you this week is to notice the moments when you have the chance to lift up your voice and add positivity to our world. You might be surprised how often those opportunities present themselves. Then, if you really want to make a difference, take at least one of those opportunities to share your light in whatever way you can. Go forth and light that candle.